Hello, everyone. Ever since the news dropped that Nintendo's US patent was being re examined, I thought that we needed to take the time to read up on what re-examination means, study the narrative versus reality, and kind of come to terms with like what's actually happening. And what I've uncovered is kind of shocking and kind of ridiculous and kind of demonstrates what I've been saying for a long time is that all of this coping about Power World winning the lawsuit is nothing but smoke and mirrors. It's just game journos clickbaiting each other with nonsense. Some random person on some random website says something, and then people just run with it. So, the narrative in the article, if you read that, is that patent reexaminations are rare and they rarely happen, and this reexamination was ordered personally by the director of the, let's see, what was it, USPTO. Like John A. Squires is looking into this, and he's gonna give Nintendo what for, and he's gonna save Power World because Trump is president, and he's protecting us from the evil Japanese companies. It's laughably stupid. It was. I knew there was something wrong with the article when I first read it because I'd already gone through the last article, the one going over the rejected patent, Japanese patent, and I realized that like because of how the system works, they can just resubmit it and amend it, and it's a giant nothing burger basically. And of course, the other two patents were completely unmolested. For this situation, it was a bit more complicated because I don't. As I've come to realize, the article on Games for a blatantly lies about certain key aspects of how the re-examination process works. So let's go through this for a minute. Like I brought up a Wikipedia article, and Wikipedia is not a reliable source when it comes to specific events, but we are going to use it to give a bit of an outlier as to like how the process should work. And even by reading this article, I think it's pretty transparent like what is actually wrong here. So in United States patent law, a reexamination is a process whereby anyone, third party or inventor, can have a US patent reexamined by a patent examiner to verify that the subject matter it claims is patentable. So basically, what this means is that this process is typically used by third parties looking to settle legal disputes. What this means is that Pow World, who is in a legal dispute with Nintendo because of this patent, has submitted a re-examination. That's what's actually happening. Like this is not an unusual, rare occurrence. Like this is something that happens all the time. To have a patent re-examined, an interested party must submit prior art in the form of patents or printed publications that raises a substantial new question of patentability. Like like this is interesting because like Power World's legal strategy seems to be like pay a bunch of shills to promote their legal discourse online and try and just hope that it somehow influences like public opinion. so so that people support them, because this is the same kind of nonsense that they were saying when the patent infringement lawsuit first came up, is that like, well, like prior art, but like no, they blatantly plagiarized Pokemon Legends Arceus. But let's see. Process. A request for a re-examination can be filed by anyone at any time during the period of enforceability of a patent. So basically, like the idea that like the director personally ordered this is complete bonk. Like no, like there's no source for that. I haven't been able to find any evidence for it. So what seems to have happened is that Pow World is having the patent re-examined to try and get it thrown out after it got approved, and it seems as if it's going to fail. To request a re-examination, one must submit a request for a re-examination, which includes one, a statement pointing out each substantial new question of patentability based on prior patents and printed publications, an identification and explanation for every claim for which let's see. Let's see. Requests for a re-examination are often filed by third parties who are already involved in an infringement lawsuit concerning the patent at issue. By filing for a re-examination, such parties seek to invalidate the patent while keeping legal fees low. If the judge agrees, the trial proceedings may be put on hold pending the outcome of the re-examination. So what Palworld is hoping happens is that the patent just gets thrown out and they won't have to deal with it going forward. But like that's just not going to happen. It's already been approved once already. Like this is just them like coping and seething, like trying to do something that will like make the lawsuit just go away. Like they really think they can just kind of throw money at a problem and make it go away, and it's not working. It's not working out for them very well at all. It's seeing the patent office. Once a re-examination is ordered, a new examiner is assigned to this case, and the patent goes through another examination similar to the examination received the first time around. If any claims are rejected in light of the new questions raised, then the patent owner can narrow or cancel those claims. The patent owner can also submit new claims, provided they are not broader than the claims in the original patent. If the examiner makes a rejection, so they're trying like so what I think what Power World wants to do is like cause the patent to narrow so they have more leeway in like getting away with their blatant plagiarism. We'll have to see if like I'm very curious about what this is going to result in. Because I suppose it's possible that like they could be narrowed and that Power World could keep getting away with what they've been doing, but like I I think doing this kind of like getting involved in these endless legal disputes is going to be very very costly for them in the long run. I think what's going to happen is that eventually they are going to lose goodwill with their audience. They are going to do something that just kind of tanks their credibility and their like. Let's be real here. Like the only reason Pocket Pair has any defense, like has a defense force at all, is due to the Pokemon hate thing, and they don't actually have a player base or people who care about the actual product. Like everybody is just getting upset at this idea that like these patents are like all encompassing and they have this weird idea of how patents work. Like it prevents similar things from being made. um like people have this weird like doom and gloom narrative that like, oh, Nintendo's going to stop other video games from being made because of patents. Like no, that's not how this works. It's like it's very very embarrassing. But yeah, we are. Once the reexamination has been conducted, included a certificate of reexamination. A reexamination is issued. The certificate makes any corrections to a patent as are required under the reexamination. If all the claims in the patent are rejected, the patent gets nullified. As of January 2nd, certificates of a reexamination have a kind code. And let's see, before then, kind of. Yeah, the proceedings of all reexaminations are made available to the public on the USPTO's public pair. Re-examinations are assigned serial numbers and cross-referenced as child applications of originally issued patents. The process of re-examination has the potential to increase the quality of patents issued and to encourage public input in the process. It's the yep. 747 requests for like I said, not uncommon. So basically, what Power World's trying to do is like get the patent nullified, and that's what they've been pushing for to try and get away with their nonsense. Is this idea that like the patents aren't valid, we didn't plagiarize shit, we didn't infringe on anything, and that's very blatantly not true. If you look at just how these mechanics are actually applied in Power World, they very very specifically infringe on patents filed for Pokemon Legends Arceus. So it's interesting to see like how this kind of situation is being like it is being used as a cope and a C to kind of damage control Power World. Because like this is one patent in the US, okay, that was approved already. It's going through re-examination. It's very likely that the re-examination is going to conclude with a similar or an identical conclusion. Like for me, like everything I've seen, everything I've looked into, it seems to indicate that like Power World is getting completely and totally like anally raped in court. And the community just doesn't want to admit it because that goes against the narrative that like Power World are the industry good guys and then Nintendo is bad. And every other clickbait channel is like running with that narrative right now. Legal Mindset is a really good example. Never trust a YouTube lawyer. Um, I uh I find it very interesting how people seem to have like reached this conclusion that this is a very bad thing for Nintendo and that like the US patent office is going to destroy them, like, completely ignoring the Japanese patents that have already been approved, completely ignoring that the changes that Power World have made to the game, completely ignoring like the situation as a whole. Like like the simple fact of the matter is like all these clickbait nonsense we've been fed the past year or so in regards to how Power World did nothing wrong and how it was like some major milestone in gaming and how it was like destroying Pokemon, like all of that's just come fallen completely flat on its face. Like it's embarrassing how the gaming YouTube community wants to gaslight you into thinking that this is some major, major like legal dispute that's going to end with Nintendo going bankrupt and Power World reigning supreme forever when there's basically no chance of that happening, like, at all. Like, even if Power World is allowed to continue to exist in some capacity, which is very, very unlikely, like, it's not gonna remain competitive with Pokemon. It's gonna be the same situation as Yokai Watch or Digimon, where, like, it'll continue to exist, but, like, it'll be some fringe niche thing. Like, it won't be, like, as big or popular as Pokemon. It never will be. Um and it's shocking how people just have this mindset that like um this is some huge major culturally like uh it's it's interesting how like this seems to be a cultural thing to hate Nintendo and to hate Pokemon and to like want to see them fail. And that's the primary motivation for these clickbait articles, for these hot takes, for these clickbait channels, for these like completely incorrect conclusions. It's purely to push a narrative that Nintendo is consistently perpetually on the verge of bankruptcy or some major disaster. And this is probably the most blatant example of that I've seen in a long, 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 long time. Like the Power World chilling really does need to stop. It's embarrassing. And I really hope that eventually people start coming around and realizing how ridiculous this situation actually is.